Hello, welcome back to KSP. This is episode 4. I just wanted to show you one of the science carts that I built. This is one specifically designed to go get material studies at every location. It was a little bit of a challenge. I had to use this container here to put one of the material studies in. You can see there's 6 in there right now. And then I was storing the other information from the other material study in the cockpit. Challenge here is you have to have a probe or some sort of control or a pilot aboard in order to actually do this. I have a scientist right here, Bob Kerman. He comes out and he restores the materials bays and collects the data from them. But so yeah, I've gone to the launch pad, crawlerway, VAB, the tracking station, R&D center, astronaut complex, and I've already done whatever this one is, I can't remember. I am heading over right now to the spaceplane hangar and then the administration building, just so I can show you how I've gathered it. I've also already done the runway. And then I'll just head off of the administration building to KSC, to the space out there, and see if I've already gathered that. I can't remember if I have or not. But I just want to show you this process so you can do it on your own. Alright, so let's get some throttle up here. Kill the throttle, release the brakes. So these engines are driving this forward right now. I've got steering in the back. This is kind of a bad decision. It's a pretty touchy steering system. But this is the only time I'll have to do this. I can retire this science gathering cart immediately after completing this. So we're now on the spaceplane hangar. I'm just going to throw the brakes down. Let's observe the 2 materials bays. Oh, whoops. It's on the wrong one there. Observe and observe. Alright, now we will bring Bob Kerman out here. It's going to collect the data, restore it. He's going to store that data in this little container. The reason why I have to use the container is because the way KSP works is it won't let you put 2 of the same bits of data into a container at one time. So in order to get these the two bits of data so I can maximize the science output, I have to have 2 containers to put the information. So that's why I have that container there. It throws the center of mass off a little bit, so when I get cooking, it tends to make me lose control. But I'm almost done here, and I just really wanted to show you this cart and how I'm gathering this science. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other bits of science that I have available. I have another cart that I will go to and show you how I've done that immediately after this. Alright, so this is I believe our last little bit of science to gather, but it may not be. Alright, one more time. So, yeah, I built another cart, and I've gone through and collected most of the science in this area already, and so I'm just going to do one little example show for you where I go to, I think it's the R&D center and the astronaut complex. I'm going to go to these 2 locations and just gather the science, that way you can see it done, and go from there. And after that we'll start launching some satellites, doing some cool missions. But in the career mode of this game, sometimes you gotta do these monotonous things to try to mine as much data as you can, as much science as you can, so that you can progress through the tree. I could probably take these carts out to the grasslands also, and do a really long journey out to the highlands. I'll do that off camera though. Yep, I've already done this one. So, recover vessel. Yeah, I'll do that off camera, and I'll just go gather that information. That way I don't have to launch a vessel out there. So this is huge. That whole thing gave me about 73 science, just gathering those material studies at all the locations. So now I am going to go in, and I'm going to load up the next cart, side cart 1. And so this guy right here has a bunch of batteries so that he can transmit crew reports back. And he also has these barometers, thermometers, and 2 goo canisters at each location. Technically, I could put a scientist in here and only have 1 of each, and we could in a container like before, and we could maximize this with less parts. But using a pilot allows me to have SAS control, and it makes it much easier to travel around the KSC. So we're going to load up here, and like I said, I've already done everything except for, I believe, the R&D Center and the astronaut complex. So that's where I'm going now. I probably should have turned this while I was in the spaceplane hangar, or the VAB. Now, you can't really see it, but there's a big old divot right there. I'm going to try to straddle, go nice and slowly down and straddle, that way I don't blow this vehicle up. And full throttle. This one's much more stable because it has the front steering and SAS control. And Jebediah Kerman here is bravely driving around KSC. So we're just traveling along. I'm not going to go too fast because this thing can flip if I turn too hard at too much speed because of the tri-wheel, 3-wheel configuration. I'm going to head over to the... Ooh, little jump there. Head over to the R&D Center first. When you're doing this, just be aware that in between each section, for some reason Squad modeled it so that there's a little divot in between each section. So try to hit it as straight on as possible. Otherwise, you will go for a ride. So you're going to see it right here. It's going to be a nice little bump. There we go. If you're going too fast through that, sometimes it'll hit hard. And you could damage your vessel. But alright, we're going to observe these 2 mystery goos real quick. We're going to log the thermometer, log the temperature, log the atmosphere, and we are going to take a crew report and transmit that back using our antenna up here. Then I am going to EVA and just do an EVA report too. Perfect. So now we have gotten all our science data at the R&D Center. Engines are up again. And cut engines. So the cool part about these jet engines, or air-breathing engines, if you didn't already know, is that they have sort of a lag where you can turn off engines and they will continue thrusting forward. So that's why I turn it off so early. Alright, we're going to log pressure again here, just working our way over. I'm also going to head over to the spaceplane hangar, just because I am unsure if I've gotten the spaceplane hangar or not. And so I'll just head over there real quick and we'll see. And whoops, view report, transmit that back. And I have plenty of battery life on here. I really didn't need that many batteries, but I just figured I had a bunch of extra space in the part count. I just figured it's better be safe than sorry. Alright, so we're going to head over here to the spaceplane hangar. I know that I've gotten everything else. So this is our last little bit, and then we will be ready. I'll go off camera in between the next episode, this one and the next one, and just get the information at the grasslands, and maybe I'll trek all the way over to the highlands, but probably won't be doing that. Actually, I think I've already gotten that information from the grasslands, at least this one. I might have to take Psycart 2 over, but either way, that'll be off camera. You might see me with a little extra science next episode, but neither here nor there. Alright, so we have done it. I'm glad I came to the spaceplane hangar because we definitely hadn't got the information we needed yet. Alright, EVA report, board. I think I've got everything. Let's recover. Alright, perfect. They gave us another 36 science. I'm just going to go off camera for a bit and send that Psycart 2 over to the grasslands. I don't think I'm going to go to the highlands because it's going to be a long trip. So I'll go off camera and you'll see me in a bit and probably unlock some nodes in the tech tree, and then we'll call that an episode. Thank you. Alright, here I am. I'm heading out to the grasslands there. Jebediah Kerman, through the eyes of Jebediah Kerman. We're heading about 25 meters per second on the ground. It's cruising a little fast. I've already gathered the material study here at the shores and recovered that. Now I'm heading back up to the grasslands. I just figured it's a nice day for a cruise, and might as well get a little clip of me heading in here through the cockpit. So we're losing speed. I'm gonna throttle up again. Just try to stay around 20 meters per second. That way we can make this go as fast as possible. This hill is going to be a little interesting. We're going to slow down drastically before hitting this hill, and we'll just use the engines to sort of push us up over. This SAS is holding pretty strong, even with these steering tires in the back. I could probably reduce the steering sensitivity on it, but this works just fine. But we're almost there. We have plenty of fuel, so this thing can travel for all over the place. I gotta slow down. Perfect. We're gonna make it up over. Let's see. Do they count this as grasslands yet? They do not. It's still the shores. So let's use these engines to push us up over. Alright, let this hill give us a braking here. Alright, is this the grasslands yet? There it is. Alright, I'm going to throw the brakes on. We're going to observe all this. I'm just going to make sure that we have a crew report here. I'm pretty sure we do. Yep, and an EVA. Yep, alright. So we're going to recover that, and we're going to unlock some nodes and start preparing for some satellite launches up into space. Alright, 243 science. That's not too bad at this stage. I mean, I can unlock a couple of these 90 science nodes. It'll give us some bigger fuel tanks. I really like this fuel tank for middle stage. I'm trying to, I call it an acceleration stage. You get out of the launch stage, go into acceleration, and then you have your orbital stage after that. We will definitely need this protective shell, so I am going to unlock that right now. What else do we have? If we wanted to start building airplanes, we could do that, but I'm not really interested in that yet. We are definitely going to want some monopropellant control, because I can use monopropellant for a lot of Delta V, actually, getting satellites into orbit. Not really interested here yet. We're going to get a lot more science once we get up there and start EVAing. So I'm going to wait. This will be important when we start to try to rendezvous in orbit. What else do we have? We're definitely going to need some power generation. I'm not really sure if that's vital right now. It's not really vital until we try to set up communication satellites for the contracts later. I can't unlock this now anyway, so the only one I got is this 45, and that's the Terrio liquid fuel engine, which is very important when getting into orbit. Alright, we have our nodes unlocked, and we have our feelers out into a couple of these higher level nodes. And next episode we're going to start working on building some satellites that'll take us into orbit. Alright, thank you for watching episode 4, and I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Thank you.